Good evening, everyone. My name is Raghav Marwaha, Student Manager, BIIB. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Mr. Sandeep Patil, Head People Energy Process, Galaxy Surfactants Private Limited. Sir has rich 18 years corporate experience, 10 years plant and 10 years corporate HR. He's also been associated with Harvard and American MNC as Head HR, Asia Pacific, and with British Gas as Plant HR Manager. To enumerate few of Sir's achievements, Sir was instrumental in bagging 10th rank in Employer of the Choice Award 2002 for bringing cultural change in LSIP, that is large-scale interactive process in British Gas, handling public agitation for gas price rise, and for setting up India's operations for Harvard, India. Sir's hobbies are car racing, music, and exploring beauty within and outside in nature. Sir, the podium is all yours.
Good afternoon, friends. Thank you. It's really loud and warming. Let me tell you before even I start up my address to you, I am born with a manufacturing defect. And defect is, God has forgot to basically put silencer in my throat. Yeah. So probably I may not need this particular mic as well. To tell you, normally when I do presentation in many seminars or I do presentation in my company, normally I have given a slot after lunch. But today I don't know how fortunate I was that I was been given a slot after almost like a tea break or so. 4:30 is normally 4 o'clock you go ahead with your tea breaks. So 4:30, no? Sorry, probably today may be an exception. But anyways, before I start, I would like to basically correct some few things, probably because that is very close to my heart, because for the company which I work with, I always feel I am engaged, not associated with, I am engaged. So my company's name is not Galaxy Surfactants Private Limited, it's a limited firm. So please forget about private limited. Okay. Only I will brief 2 minutes about my company. We touch human lives. When I say we touch human lives means each one of you are using our product from morning till you go to the bed. We manufacture surfactants. Surfactants are surface active agents. Your oil and water cannot be mixed. So surfactants act as a bonding agent. So it normally acts as a cleaning and foaming agent. So anything which you use in shampoos, hair conditioner, soaps, your floor cleaning agents, detergents, it's all been made by Galaxy. So you talk about any brand, you talk about from Olay, your Garnier, your Ponds, you talk about your Lux, you talk about your Liril, your Pierce, your Dove, each and every product has ingredients of Galaxy. So that's the reason probably the name Galaxy is all pervasive. So I head the people energy process in Galaxy. I have renamed the name from HR to people energy. Normally it said human resources. And each one of us know resources are going to get depleted over a period of time. Probably 2035, the reservoir of natural gas, nickel, bauxite, manganese, everything is going to get extinct. So are we resources? No, we are the sources who create the resources. So that's the reason we don't say we are human resources. I being the heading HR, I've been more connected or affiliated to HR. But I would like to ask what the HR means. Probably my fraternity in HR, Balaji Institute of HRD, what does HR means to you? What is HR? Only one single word. Managing people. My colleague, Mr. Goyal was talking about, he talked about, for me HR is Nokia. Absolutely right. What does HR stand is Nokia, that's connecting people. And in HRD, like your curriculum, we have been taught about how to connect the different dots, how to connect the people. So performance appraisal system, your reward and recognition system, your compensation and benefit, there are so many things, talent management, everything is a part of how to connect well with the people. So that's about HR or people energy process. I chosen a different topic, probably what my colleagues have spoken. I have chosen the topic which are more related to you, because when I'm addressing a crowd of about, say, 900 people, probably they are very interested, not knowing about my company, but what could be in store for them, the people who could be now passing out in 2013, 11-13 batch. So what's there in store? Today's economic downturn. I'm using the word downturn because it's always a turn. It's like a wheel. Today it's down, but tomorrow it's up. So when 2013 batch will be rolled out, there is like an anxious moment. Okay, what's going to be the situation in the market? How many companies will be coming for the campus? What could be the hiring pattern? What could be the packages given at 2013 campus? So there are several kind of things which is basically must be rolling through your mind. So I'm here to basically give you glimpses of, I'm going to talk about three aspects. I'm going to talk about global talent management, its implication on each one of us today and tomorrow. I'm going to talk about compensation, its impact in future. And I'm going to talk about one new word which Shah Rukh Khan has given me. I think it's not a new word, but for me, it's been a new when I heard him first time when he was addressing in University of Yale. What's that word? Funambulist. Right? What's the meaning of funambulist? Any one of you? There is a chocolate for that person. Okay, all failed. I will eat the chocolate on my own. No issue. Yeah. Funambulist is a person who does the tightrope walking. So tell me who doesn't do tightrope walking nowadays? Manmohan Singh is doing it. He doesn't know where to basically, he's UPA and allies, and then there's a pressure from Mamta Banerjee. So I don't know like how he's going to survive. So he's doing the tightrope walking. Each one of us doing tightrope walking. You are doing tightrope walking, you are studying hard. You are preparing yourself for the future, but you don't know what 2013 is going to bring for you. So it's a tightrope walking. We have studied so hard. We have invested so much of money. My parents' desires are there. So am I going to get placed well? So that's going to be like a $1 million question in your mind. So, and we being like a children, we being a parents, every time basically there are expectations from the society, within the family. We want to basically strike a fine balance. So each one of us is doing tightrope walking. Now coming to the global talent management scenario. Its recruitment, retention strategies are going to play a very, very pivotal role. Strategies during economic turndown, slowdown are going to be very, very important. How companies are going to address these issues. How students like you are going to overcome this particular very, very suffocating phenomena. Is it by design? I thought it's by design. Shall I go ahead? Yeah. That's great because I am loud and audible. Yeah. Yeah. So, as Mr. Goel was saying, the market is also ever changing. Demands of customers are increasing. They want a product at the same price with a better benefits or like value addition. So how we are going to basically provide it? He talked about Sony versus Apple. Let's talk about the Samsung. In 2007, probably many of you might be basically hearing about Samsung, like a low profile way. But there come the year 2009, when they invested $6 billion in their innovation lab. And from there, the rest is the history. So the product and the market is like ever evolving. So unless you innovate constantly, it's very, very difficult for you to keep the leadership position in the market. So if you understand the demand of the changing markets, they want innovative products, they want value for their money, they don't want to basically increase their spending out of their pockets. So in that case, manufacturing a product is really tightrope walking. I being at Galaxy, we know that how difficult it is for us to basically survive in this fiercely competitive market. We are supplying to the major giants like Hindustan Lever, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Johnson Diversey, L'Oreal, Biostop, all this. They have a huge buying capacity. So they twist supplier like us. So in that case, what could be the method of survival? The method of survival is only constant innovation. We don't reduce the basically cost of our product, but we give them value-added products which meets the market demand, and they are basically striving with us as a mind partners. Believe me, when I use the word mind partnership, it's very, very important. We can have a partnership, but when we think for the other partner, it talks about mind partnering. When Hindustan Lever or Procter & Gamble, they invest in their new plants, they first think about who is going to basically supply them the raw material. They think about Galaxy first, and then they basically go ahead with their project commissioning. So that's the way mind partnership works. Organizations required to adapt to the changing markets. It's survival of the fittest, as simple as that. Because unless you adapt to the market, it could be your story like a Nokia. Nokia couldn't adapt to the changing market. They have always been basically predominantly going ahead with their first generation of phones. When Apple basically is launching iPhone 5, they are still struggling with their like a first generation of phones. Is it going to take them somewhere? No. It's something like a Marshall Goldsmith has said, what got you here won't get you over there. So you need to basically shatter your predefined notions. Things will work in this predefined manner only. Situation is changing very, very fast. So you need to basically constantly upgrade your knowledge, your resources, so that it can deliver better results. Skills of workforce required to be highly developed and flexible, not static. We were Indian company, say 2000 till 2009, predominantly like Indian management, so a board of directors, we all reporting to the board of directors. So a typically like a family kind of orientation. But 2009, because right now we hold 92% market share in India. In that case, is 8% is basically attractive to us? The answer is no. So what could be the platform? So we definitely thought Globe is the platform where we should launch our product. And then in 2009, we have gone with the acquisition. We acquired one company in Germany, Dr. Gerdam, and then we acquired another company, Trike International in US. They both are protein manufacturing plant. You may ask if protein is like to build the muscles. No, it's basically shine your hairs. So girls must be knowing that like the percentage of protein in the shampoo or your conditioners increase the shining ingredients for your hair. So it makes your hair more potent and more shiny. So we acquired those plants. So actually it build up our manufacturing capability and innovation capability. So as the global arena was basically set for us, so what we thought, we have the people who are working with us. Do they have the global competencies? Again, the answer was no. So how to build the global competencies? So obviously, the HR process is there to constantly think about your competency mapping, assessment, and then the development centers. So once basically we hire the people with those kind of global competency, once we train the people within our company who can be basically developed as a global leaders, we thought, yes, now the time has come, now we can go and expand. So right now we are exporting to exactly 99 countries in the world. So, thank you. Out of our total revenue, 62% comes from the our international marketing spectrum, and your 58% comes from our domestic market. So with this kind of, and our the future goal is 75-25, 75 through international marketing and 25% through domestic marketing. So obviously there is a lot of scope for the people in the international marketing field. So So with this kind of thing, sorry, can somebody help me? Oh, yeah. So how to become a magnet of talent? As we are expanding globally, putting up offices in US, Germany, Netherlands, we have offices in Southeast Asia. So how to basically attract the talent? So people believe talent is amply available. Yes, but out of suppose say 900 people, who could be the people who could be on board with the many good corporates is again a question mark. So you need to be competitive, you need to have that level of competency. So all the there is number of students passing every year is increasing day by day, but availability of talent is still scarce. So you could basically go ahead with this global talent management survey. It has been done in almost 1,400 organizations in 60 countries. And what could be basically the outcome of this particular survey is that there is a fierce scarcity of skilled resources. There are typical talent management issues in these 60 companies or 1,400 organizations. Impact of talent issues on organizations are multiplying. And how to basically then address these issues was like a question mark posed to each one of us in the corporate world. To tell you the exact figures, China is running short of 3 lakh chief executives right now. 3 lakh. So they will require, from where to hire those chief executives? Probably they will basically hire it from India. They will get it from Vietnam. They will get it from Brazil. Because these are the basically markets which are emerging and evolving. So if this talent crunch needs to be met, we need to create lot of talent within our country. So institutes like Balaji Institute of Management, Symbiosis, their SP Jainab Institute of Management, your IITians. So each one of them has to basically gear up, pull up their socks, and they need to say, yes, we are the future talent. We are going to be there for all future requirements of the corporate. And that's what corporate like us are striving. We want to recruit talented people who can shape the future of the company. Just have a look at this particular two graphs which I am showing. This is the graph at less developed countries like India, Vietnam, Brazil, and this is a democratic bar graph of more developed countries. Just you need to basically concentrate on the white chart, the population in 2030. To give you the gist of what these two bar charts have talked about is the population in the less developed countries in the working segment is increasing, and population in the retired segment is decreasing, and is vice versa with the developed countries. If you see the baby boomers kind of thing, the post-World War and all, the most of the people are now getting retired. So they will be basically getting retired by 2025 and all. And that time, the working population will be available only with the country like India, Brazil, Vietnam, and China. So who are going to be the potential sources for the talent are these countries. So the future is very bright. Although basically there is an economic slowdown and all, but the country like India will never face problem of downturn because we know how to basically drive against the wind. If there is a traffic jam, we know how to basically drive reverse of the traffic. So we don't believe in traffic rules, right? So that's the way India is going to overcome this economic downturn as well. The way which we could do in 2008-9. 2008-9 was also a very tough time. But after that, we could see some brilliant years of 9, 10, and 11. Again, now 12, 13 is going to be very difficult for us. But I'm sure with the now economic reform, this government has initiated, probably as the retail sector will open for the private equity, I'm sure that time there could be change in the dynamics on the Indian front as well. But only what we need is a stable economic government, which could basically drive the future growth for India as well. Just see the talent shortage. This particular survey has been basically done by the Deloitte in 2010, whether there is a shortage of talent in India or not. So again, they surveyed the top corporates, And they could find that like even 59% people believe there is a moderate short of talent in India. So normally basically we look to the foreigners who can, take up the position of the CEO, CFO, COO, all those kind of things. But when we have such a vast talent with us, why at all we require people from the European or the American counterparts to fill in the blanks? So we are sufficient enough to take care of our own indigenous requirement. What are the critical issues for every corporate? First is attracting new talent. You can attract the talent. You have campus recruitments, you have portals, you have your online advertisement by which you can attract the talent. But today's key challenge is retention. Because, bura mat manna, but today's youngster, Gen Y, is more of like a rolling stone. You believe in working in a company for a couple of years maximum, and you would like to roll down to another company. But your rolling doesn't stop till you go to the bottom of pyramid. So my earnest urge to each one of you is to be stable. Stability gives that kind of hope and that kind of trust to the management as well. Yes, I am investing time, money and energy in this new breed. So once they basically get developed, they should be ready to deliver. So when we invest in your future, it is your turn as well to give back to the corporates, because we strive upon you. If you keep on changing constantly, the corporate only becomes the training ground. Believe me, we are here for profits as well. So we would not like to create our organization as a training institute. So train, 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 but no gain. So this is earnest, and because I thought this podium could basically give me this opportunity as well to say what corporates think for you. Increasing demand for work-life balance. Yes. Nowadays when I interview people, people talk about the distance from where they need to travel to the office. People talk about Saturday, Sunday offs. People talk about 8 hours working life. They don't believe striving up 10, 12, 14 hours a day. They don't basically believe coming on the Saturdays and basically working, showing that how committed they are. It could be like a Gen X kind of notion that yes, by showing the boss that they are available for 12 hours, you are more efficient. You can be efficient in 8 hours. So each one of you has to basically say how I can improve upon my efficiency. And that's what we want. To give you the classic example of Infosys. In Infosys, your times log in once you sit in company's bus. Bus is equipped very well with your screen monitors and all, wherein you can start working once you sit in the bus, because traveling in Bangalore is hell of a lot. You takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to reach to your office place, because Bangalore traffic is very bad. So in that case, they have made this kind of change by putting up monitors in bus itself. So your time starts when you sit into the bus, and your time stops when you sit in the bus. So in fact, this is a way of basically producing results in a better way. And in fact, tomorrow, let me tell you, probably 2020 or so, is going to be seamless offices. So it's like seamless offices. What I mean is like probably all of us could be working from home. We could be having our screens available at home, so you could be doing the conference call, you could be having your important meetings you are addressing to home, because traveling is going to be very, very difficult nowadays. Infrastructure is not getting up, and number of cars are basically, our vehicles going up and up. So in that case, what could be the solution? It could be your seamless offices. Impact of talent on organization. How the talent which is sitting out here, 900 people, how you could basically impact an organization. You can basically produce better results by giving productivity and a better efficiency at your workplace. Ability to achieve innovation requirements. It's not that only you need to work hard. It could be like a working smart. So in that case, if you have things like innovative ideas at workplace, even your productivity can go up. With your iPhones coming, your Samsung Galaxy 3, all those kind of things, it has made our life so easy. Our iPads have made our life so easy. So you are connected 24/7 from anywhere. So even while you are holidaying, you are doing your work. So that's what basically we require. Ability to meet production requirements and market demand. That's a very interesting topic. Somebody talked about Apple, how Apple is a great company. Now, in a 24 hours, 20 million iPhones were booked. But who is going to produce 20 million iPhones? It obviously the plant which is going to basically give you this 20 million iPhones in a week's time. But how is it going to happen? It is going to happen by demand planning. It is going to happen by forecasting. Is Apple who has envisaged, yes, their Apple iPhone 5 is going to be again a major hit, which is going to give them a major revenue. Probably 2/3 of their entire revenue comes from the iPhone sale only. So in that case, they already forecasted that they are going to generate this number of unit sale in 1 month's time. So they already planned up, they already beefed up their production capacity, which is going to make their demand and supply match. Otherwise, it's going to be, now they are launching in 5 countries. Subsequently, they are going to launch in 20 countries, and it could go to the 100 countries in a month's time. So it's only possible through tremendous competency on demand planning and forecasting. So that's very important for any organization to survive and grow. I will skip this thing. So what's going to be the compensation during your economic uncertainty? So UVIT has done some research on that. Is compensation going to change in 2013 or 14? We all run for the profit, you know that. We talk about planet, we talk about people, we talk about passion, we talk about pride, and we talk about profits as well. That's the reason we all survive. So, if somebody has to survive, you can't be only talking about कि नहीं ये future में ऐसा चाहिए इसके लिए हमको तो ये करना ही पड़ेगा. You need to basically survive the short term as well. So in that case, you need to modify your compensation practices, your global talent management practices accordingly. So what we do, let me give you the practical example. Probably we don't do like most of the BPOs do or most of the IT firms do. We don't cut short the pay. We don't cut short the people. We, in my organization, what we do probably, we give the average increment to the people during that particular period. We give the average salary to the new entrant through the campus recruitment and all. Probably we may not hike it substantially for the next year or so, but we keep at the average level. And that keeps us going, because if you have the trust that yes, the company is going to come up in subsequent time, then obviously you as well basically invest your trust in that company, you join that company and you make it profitable in subsequent years. So we need to think about the short term first. During economic slowdown, all stakeholders bear the brunt. Your shareholders get your less dividends, market cap of many organizations go down, profitability and gross income of the organization get minimized. So in that case, should we basically demonize the remuneration of managers? What could be your answer? Shall we or shall we not? Why we get paid? Our salary is for what? For what we do or what we deliver? Exactly. You are absolutely right. Many argue that in case efforts of resources continue to be the same, why should compensation go under? However, it is only valid only if we pay for what we do rather than pay for what we deliver. But we don't pay for what we do, right? We pay for what we deliver. Agree or not? Yes, good. Habits cannot be flung out of the window, that have to be coaxed downstairs a step at a time. What typically happens in the board meeting during this particular slowdown? They want to do the cost cutting. They want to reduce the number of head counts. They want to reduce your air travel, and then they ask people to travel by train. Is it going to make a difference to the people who are working in your organization? Hello? Is it going to make difference to the people in the organization or not? Yes, because you need to practice certain human policies constantly. You cannot shortchange them only because of the economic slowdown. So once you have the sustainability character of your policies and processes, that time you can get trust or respect of the people working with you again multiplies, it enhances. And they believe, karke, yes, this is the short spell and we will again come up from this particular difficult phase. So that's the way it's said, during the downturn, don't basically stop hiring. In fact, Galaxy hires more people during the downturn. It is a simple economical situation. Supply is more, demand is less. Is it true or false? Because many corporates shun campus placement. And we think this is the right opportunity to hire new talent. And in fact, in 2008-9, and now going to be 2013-14 or even 2012-13, we are going to hire more number of people. Because we know, because we know the number of corporates who are going to visit your campuses are going to be little less. I'm not discouraging. There can be more because there may be many companies like Galaxy. So that's the time when normally you should hire and you can create your talent pipeline. We say in our talent management terminology, talent pipeline. You should basically introduce more number of people during such time whom you can train for next couple of years' time. You can assign them challenging projects, challenging assignment, challenging tasks, and you can take them to the real leadership level. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between a manager and leader? It must have been taught to you in curriculum. So you would like to be manager or leader? Great. So only one liner, people must have talked about the theories of the leadership and all. Leadership is all about, a leader is a person who creates another leader. So each one of us has a ownership and onus on us when we will acquire a position of leader in organization which we are going to work for, we need to create more leaders. Then only we are going to be called leaders. Manager is a person who just manages. He doesn't lead by example. Leaders are the people who have certain set of values, principles, and they imbibe same level of values and principle in his fellow colleagues. During normal environment, compensation is generally based on one indicator, bottom line results. During a downturn, managing cash is for the goal. We invested in our two projects. We put up a huge plant in Egypt. We put up a huge plant in Jagadia, that is in Gujarat. And now we are basically, you know, my finance department is a bit crying for liquidity crunch. Because entire money has been now blocked in projects. So still these two plants start producing the results, start giving the ROI, return on investment. Till that time, this cash crunch is going to be there. And in economic downturn, you need to have a working capital with you. If you don't have a working capital, you need to borrow it from bank, which basically further decreases your liquidity ratio. So we need to be very careful when we invest, because investment has to bring return on your capital invested. Compensation formulas during downturn must have the following principal indicators. You need to basically generate cash. Your collection should be immaculate. Operating profits, you need to contain your variable costs. So obviously first cut goes to the administrative cost. Your air travel, your hotels, they are the first one to get chopped. From the 5-star hotel, you migrate to the 3-star hotels. If somebody is having 3-star hotel, it goes to the lodges. So this is very, very fundamentally wrong. So if you basically plan up your future properly, you don't need to do such kind of shortcuttings. Working capital, I talked about it. Customer satisfaction, keep the customer that are worth it. What does that mean? Does that mean ki like only you should be concentrating on your tier 1 or tier 2 customers? No. Your tier 3 and 4 customers as well important. But customers who has been defaulting on your cash generation, defaulting on their payments regularly, probably you can short supply them. So probably you can tell them, "Ki boss, this is the time of economic crunch. I'm not going to basically bear your defaults on the payment terms anymore." So probably either pull them up, but doesn't change them, because when the time is going to be up, that point of time, they are as well going to be very, very helpful for our business growth. I will skip this because this is my company formula. Oh, this is a fantastic principle, I think, which each one of you follow on the campus, right? Yeah, right. I used to follow during my campus days.